Hello and welcome back to Deck Spotlight. In this episode, we're going to take a look at a new deck that has come out of the Oversky, and it's more in response to some of the mechanics that the Oversky introduced. The primary one being Swallow. So when Whale was on a rampage in week 1 of the Oversky release, Divine Guardians became the savior because they can't be swallowed. They cannot be targeted by opponent's events. So Mobnik came up with this idea that you just use all the removal in red and yellow. You remove threats from the board while collecting with your Divine Guardian, and then you find your win through Hellfire in combination with stuff like Wind Soldier, Flame Burst, and Derelict Tower. So this is an event-themed deck, and nothing like this has really existed in Faeria before. It's kind of it's quite a unique build because Faeria is a lot about board interaction, creature interaction, and controlling the wells. But this completely throws that rulebook out the window and decides, you know what, I'm just going to remove everything with events instead of using creatures to fight for board. Now, during this video, I thought I had put Devouring Plants into the build. So if I ever mentioned Devouring Plants, it's because I was under the assumption Devouring Plants were in the list, but the list did not save, and it was actually this version I was playing. Devouring Plants are a good option if you're playing against a lot of rush. This deck can struggle against rush because it applies so much pressure so fast. It's hard to keep up with the removal sometimes. So that is an alternative if you feel that rush is giving you some issues. But this deck is... I quite enjoy playing it, but I can assume my opponent doesn't enjoy playing against it. It's not very interactive. You can't target the Divine Guardians, and everything you play just gets removed. So it's a bit sad for your opponents, but if you like these style of decks, you're going to love this events build. So let's get into some matches, and we'll go through the plays. We'll talk about the deck and see how it performs. Into our first match. Now, the key to this deck is finding a Divine Guardian in your opening hand. This is your only Faeria Harvester, so if you do not see this in your opening hand, you just mulligan everything and try and find one. They are very important because this is going to establish the economy of your entire match. And they're very annoying to deal with, I'll just say that. Most of the time you can protect these cards with removal, but they can't be targeted by your opponent's removal either. So they're very powerful. Collector. And it's kind of cool because this card didn't really see much play when it got released. It was released before the expansion with a set of cards that came into the game after the core set has been released. And yeah, it didn't really see much play, and now it has an entire archetype based around it. That's pretty cool. That's why I like this deck so much, because it's very unique. Faeria is a game about board interaction, about creatures fighting for control of wells, whereas this deck kind of goes against that and is all about removal and events. So very, very interesting deck in general. So we don't have removal for this, interestingly enough, because we drew out of a Divine Guardian. And I don't want this to be removed just yet, so I feel that I should just retreat. And maybe I should start building towards the other side, I'm not sure. Because I've retreated now just so I can't get cleared by the Water Elemental, so I can wait for some removal. I could just split it, actually. I could just do this. I could just give up the double collection spot here and start to collect from my own wells. The reason I feel that you want to go into double collection is simply because you only have to use one Divine Guardian. So once that Divine Guardian is cleared, you can just set up another one. Alright, so we have a Sky Captain. Oh wow, that's not a draw I wanted to see. Yep, that is a problem. Looks like we're not collecting off the left-hand well this turn. We are going to actually just sit here and wait until we find some removal. So in most cases, you'd have a lot of removal by now. You'd just be removing everything. But unfortunately, I've drawn the more expensive removal, and I've drawn all the Divine Guardians. Lake, Water Elemental. Okay. So even our opponents just applying pressure to this side. I'm hoping that... Right, there's some... Alright, so we have a clear for this at least. Let's take a draw. We want a Firebomb. Oh, okay. So this... Let's give us a little bit of time. Because this Divine Guardian's not going to die to the Sky Captain, and that's fine. I can take one hit with her. It's like she can't be targeted by removal, and we're not playing against red, so there's not going to be any Firestorm, there's not going to be any Garadan, stuff like that. So we should be able to keep this alive a turn. And hopefully we'll draw a Flame Burst, and then I can ping this, and then Flame Burst it. Alternatively, I can ping this and Soul Drain it. If I want to just keep this one alive. Oh, what a draw. That is beautiful. Okay. So now we can go for our last desert. I think I'll play it here, actually. Drop the Firebomb. Drop the ping. Drop Soul Drain. So we have our last desert, so which means we can Nightmare the next big target that comes down. We've blocked the land progression of our opponent. We're sitting on the most aggressive land our opponent has available right now. Battletoads, interesting. Hopefully we'll pick up a Firestorm for that. Or just a Cypher's Wrath or something for this side. Wind Soldier works just fine. Positioning's a bit off, so let's take a draw. Okay, so these are the moments where you want a Hellfire. My opponent hasn't developed much onto the board. I can use the Hellfire here to deal some damage. But what I will do first is I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna play the Wind Soldier and clear this, and then I'm gonna Hellfire because I want to deal as much damage as possible to my opponent's orb. Right, taken down to 11. We have 1 damage with the Derelict Tower. The Mantas just got drawn there, so that's Flight of the Mantas being picked up by our opponent. And now, yeah, we're kind of looking just for Flame Bursts. We're looking for another Hellfire, potentially. We have Nightmare for anything big that comes down. We have 2 Nightmares, in fact. And then we can start moving. I think, actually, the desert here was better than here, now that I think about it. I didn't really think about the Wind Soldiers too much. So, yeah, I would say this land was suboptimal. This is a better choice. So we can actually just clear this. As long as we can clear this one shouldn't die. Oh wow, we could just go for Hellfire again. We'll take a draw. Excellent, okay. So we'll Soul Drain this one. Move up. And we'll Hellfire again. So now we're just a Flame Burst away from lethal. I'm happy to actually ping face here to guarantee that this doesn't get removed, and so this could get Emperor's Command. I guess you would heal if you were getting Emperor's Command. But we're setting up lethal now with the Flame Burst. Twin Soul Spirits. Soul Drain to heal. Soul Drain to heal! This is what our opponent has come to, you know. Ah, there was a Flame Burst as well. Oh my goodness. Alright. We're going to lose a Divine Guardian this turn. I think I just pass. I'm thinking that I'm probably going to use this Wind Soldier for damage, so I'm going to double neutral up this next turn. And then I'm going to create a desert to finish off my opponent. So yeah, I'll pass here. That's fine. Run 10 Faeria next turn, double neutral across here, and then we have the desert, and then we can go into the orb. If we pick up Hellfire, we've probably won. Flame Burst is enough. Cypher's Wrath would be pretty nice. Derelict Tower would be fine as well. Aurora. It's a little too late, I think. Soul Drain for more life. So our opponent has played against this deck before. He does know what's going on. Again, I'm happy to do this. I'll just Crystal Flower this one. Could even Nightmare this. No, we'll pass. We'll save the... We might need the Nightmare to block to kill anything on this land so we can win Soldier Face. Oh, well, actually, that's actually really smart Aurora there. Because he Aurora'd the one that is most threatening, leaving this one available. Oh, this isn't working. Draw. Alright, that's lethal. Well, actually... No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we can pass. So what we're going to do is we're going to Desert here, we're going to Wind Soldier, then we're going to Nightmare our own Wind Soldier, Wind Soldier again, and then we're going to Flame Burst. Hopefully I have enough Faeria. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep, if this collects, I'll have enough Faeria. But he clears, so I'm actually going to have one less. So I can just Crystal Flower my own Wind Soldier instead as an alternative. So that's actually the cheaper way to do it. That's why you can keep the Crystal Flower as well. Help you get some damage in. Fugora. Gonna earn. Oh, gonna Crystal Dragon. So we're applying as much pressure as possible. We could even just clear most of the board at this point. I think he knows what's about to happen. Hit face. Crystal Flower. Hit face. And then Flame Burst to finish things off. And that's what the deck does. That's actually a really good example of how the deck functions. It's pretty crazy. Let's get into another match. And I want to go against aggro because I want to show you guys how this deck manages aggro. It's quite difficult. And hopefully those Devouring Plants will definitely help out. Alright guys, on to our next game. Wow, that is so good. I'm going to keep one Soul Drain. I'm just going to throw another because I'd rather find a mountain based spell. Red events are just going to be better in general. We'll give this guy greetings. So how do you beat this deck? This deck can seem a little overwhelming at times. The best way to defeat this deck is just to apply a lot of pressure early, make them use their Faeria every turn, so it's very hard to Hellfire. I would say that is the key from what I've played against this deck a fair amount of times now, and most of the time I'm just like, right, we need to get down there, we need to apply pressure, make sure that the events player doesn't have enough Faeria to clear my board, and then be able to use Hellfire to finish me off. And I think this is just Crackthorn, but I feel that the player probably understands what's going on and knows that they have to apply pressure. We're actually going to Hellfire face here because it takes us so much closer to winning the match. He's down to 11 already. This means we have Flame Burst in hand. If we pick up some Derelict Towers, some Cypher's Wraths, we can start just chipping away at our life total. We're kind of forcing our opponent to play something now. Oh wow, is this Wishes? Wow, I did not expect that. Well, nice play. I like it. So important as well because this eliminates, like I said, a Harvester. We actually have 6 damage right now. Might be worth just taking a draw here. Now we have 9 damage. Okay. So this could be Wishes, this could be Yaks. I'm not sure. This deck is very unique. I haven't seen anything like this before. So I'm very curious actually what... Oh, double Recurrent Chieftain. And they both empower each other. So this is the stronger one. Take 10 damage next turn. Maybe I should have actually special land there. The plan is to special land and then I can use... Yeah, so special land and then I can use the crystal to eat one of them. I can probably soul drain something as well. And then I can set up a mountain here, then I set up a desert here, then I have Wind Soldier, Flame Burst, Lethal. I could have taken a slower play, I suppose. But I kind of wanted to... I wanted to get up to his orb as quickly as possible. If he doesn't move, it means there is no haste creature. And the reason I'm putting a desert here is because I'm going to want a double Wind Soldier. Now, putting a desert here is probably more beneficial. I actually could go desert at this point. I think that's fine. So I can collect from... I can play one across here, and I can collect from here as well. 6 damage. Okay. Oh, Divine... What a draw, guys. This is a great draw. So now I can flower this. Play the Divine Guardian here. King face. Can I die this turn? Wind Soldier does 5. I can actually die. I can have my Divine Guardian cracked at least. Do I set up Lethal next turn? Desert. Wind Soldier, Wind Soldier. So I go to 7 Faeria. So I'm going to be 2 off. Select 1, 5. Desert. Okay, so I can Soul Drain here. Okay, so the way I've worked it out is I'm down to 1 Faeria now. I will collect. I'm not expecting to die this turn. Oh, I'm not expecting the Divine Guardian to get broken this turn. I collect. Oh, maybe. I don't know, actually. Yeah, okay, the Divine Guardian is getting broken this turn. Oh, this Path of Paradise Wind Soldier is really cool. It's the first time I've seen it, if I'm completely honest. So Follower's Lethal. Luckily, I can live. But I've seen a lot of haste already, so I'm not expecting to. And this is what I was saying about this deck struggling against Rush. Rush just applies too much pressure too quickly. Perhaps I should have special landed instead of the double neutral to take away some more damage. So I feel like I played too fast there. I should have played at a slower pace. Went for the Crystal Flower on the 6-5. Oh, well, it was a 4-5, but it was empowered by the other Rakoan. And then I could have slow played towards that Lethal. So I feel like a mistake on my part, but this deck does struggle quite a bit against Rush. Alright, next match, guys. Hopefully I can win this one. Made some mistakes, but now I know. Now I feel like I've learned from that mistake. I've played this deck a fair amount, but I haven't played it enough where I feel like super comfortable. In the Rush matchup, I'm still like pretty uncertain on how I win it sometimes. And in that case, like I should have Crystal Flowered in the previous game. That would have gave me time. Would I have won the match? I don't know. The Path to Paradise Wind Soldiers are pretty scary. And we are just going to Hellfire next turn if he doesn't play anything here. Hellfire is our like damage dealing event. It can be used as removal, but primarily wants to be used as a way to push damage against your opponent. And that's excellent. So this allows us to Scyther's Wrath. So that's going to give us an extra 2 damage. And then we can take the Hellfire. Oof. Oof. Already in triple Flame Burst range. A combination of Flame Bursts and Wind Soldiers. More Yaks? A Bloom Sprite. A wee old bloom sprite. Okay, so I want to go into double collection. And we probably just soul drain this. It does give him something, but I wanna free up the double collection spot so I can double collect. But there's also the issue of power-ups. They could be like an Elderwood Embrace, maybe double Elderwood Embrace. Just hoping that's not a taunt. Oh, okay. Okay. So I can still double collect. That's fine. Oh, well, that's not where you want to go with that land. Oh, the crystal flower feels good, guys. Gonna mount in here. Actually, I'm thinking about double neutral. Just double neutral up. Yeah, we'll just crystal flower this. And the reason I've double neutraled is because Wind Soldier could be part of my win condition now, so I can take Desert here and then Mountain here, and that gives me 2 angles for my, well, actually gives me 3 angles for my Wind Soldier to push damage. And we have Nightmare for the next threat that comes down. Wind Soldier. Gonna hit with Flower. Very nice. So the issue with this, for me, is this flower is going to crack at the end of my turn, and I'm not going to be able to react to it. So do I even care about Nightmaring this guy? I don't know. I'd rather save the Faeria. This is going to die. This is inevitable now because of this creature. I could have actually maybe neutraled out here, placed it there, but I wouldn't have set up this Wind Soldier land that I wanted. He gets to double collect, but I don't think it really matters at this point, so I'm happy to just let these guys rock. I can keep my Nightmare for a threat that actually is going to push damage against me, rather than just stopping one Faeria collection, which I don't really care about. He should move on to this desert, to be honest. Gonna Skyak, okay. Skyak onto the desert there. Okay. Firebomb. Again, like, Firebomb here doesn't stop any double collection. I should say Firebomb for an actual threat, so I'm gonna pass here. If this Shaitan Assassin wasn't in this position, I'd definitely Firebomb this because it stops one collection. But if I Firebomb this, these two are going to collect anyway. And it doesn't pose any real threat to me. And that is a Soul Eater, so I can Nightmare this Soul Eater until I pick up my last piece of damage. Take a draw. Firestorm's pretty nice. But yeah, we'll take the Nightmare. And the Assassin didn't move down, interestingly enough. It didn't move down to push 3 damage next turn. So more time. We've just bought more time because of that. We have Lethal with Derelict Tower. We have Lethal with Cypher's Wrath. Not Soul Drain, unfortunately. Although we could just tidy up the board right now. Again, these two still double collect, so I don't really care. I'd rather just draw towards my win condition at this point. Right, so we do need... so Firebomb this. That's actually 10... A Soul Drain. Soul Drain 3. 8. So I'm 1 off. So I can wait a turn. I'm not dying next turn. There's no way. So this should just be in the bag unless there's some healing. Pushes 3. Shimmies everything around. Another Hermit. There we have it. That should be GG's unless there is a taunt. No taunt. Okay. Soul Drain. Wind Soldier. Flame Burst. into the Derelict Tower. And there we go. Another win. You have to go really fast against this. If you do play this against this deck on ladder, don't wait around. Start applying pressure. Force the events player to use removal. Because if you don't, like this is a great example of sitting back and just waiting. And my opponent didn't apply much pressure. I mean, the Soul Eater came down, but there was no move to push the free damage that turn. The Sky Axe came up here instead of down here. Like, this is what you need to do. You just need to keep applying pressure, because if you don't, the events player is just going to sit back, draw cards, find a lethal, and just finish you off. And yeah, that's basically how it goes. So let's go into another match, see if anything different happens, see if our opponent knows how to handle this deck. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. No Divine Guardian. Let's throw this entire hand. And there she is. Wow, I've been really lucky. I've had Divine Guardian, I believe, in every opening hand so far. That is so good. Let's start off with a mountain. We can go into deserts next. I don't know, I like to just set mountains because mountains, red cards make up the prime amount of removal that doesn't require positioning. We have Soul Drain, we have Nightmare, we have Wind Soldiers, but Wind Soldiers do require positioning, so I feel that setting up mountains is always really good. And now we can just go into the desert. Just in case we pick up a Wind Soldier. So desert gives us two options now. It gives us the option to pick up Wind Soldier, but it also gives us the option to pick up Flame Burst. So it's kind of best of both worlds situation. And this looks like it's going to be the blue-green ramp. Derelict Tower, very nice. So we can clear this guy out with a mountain now. Make sure that the Wood Elemental only double collects this turn. We can ping this. It's a little unfortunate, the positioning. Actually, I should have... that was a really bad... that was a big mistake by me. I should have mounted here and played the Derelict Tower, because now I can't retreat. Retreating might not be an option anyway. Yeah, we just got another Wood Elemental. So, as you can see, this player, I feel that understands the matchup quite well and knows that in order to beat this deck, you really have to apply pressure and straight away just lock me down onto these lands. And yeah, I'm going to cover this forest. And then I am going to desert on this side. So we could double neutral across and set up another Divine Guardian. I'm going to take a ping on... I might take a ping on this one. If I ping this guy, this hits me, and I ping this guy and Soul Drain it, it does represent... yeah, I feel like it represents stopping a double collector, because this has to move forward to hit me. So if I kill this one, this Wood Elemental will be out of position. So yeah, let's do that. So if he does decide to double neutral across, I will just move onto this land and I'll place a mountain here. So to make sure my lands are not locked, I'll try and get this Divine Guardian into the double collection spot. I could have alternatively double neutraled here and then desert for the Soul Drain, but I wanted Last Nightmare to be an option in case anything big shows up. Just going for a lake. Something big like this. He's going for a 5/5. Yeah, see, this guy's staying in that position. So let's desert. To Nightmare. Could actually protect this Divine Guardian. Get another collection. I like it. This relieves a bit more pressure. Hopefully I'll pick up just another Derelict Tower, another piece of removal, and I can kill this Wood Elemental next turn. While developing lands into the double collection spot, just to make sure my economy is really nice. Gonna Grove Caller, okay, so forcing a bit of mobility here. And then gonna just hit that. So this one's okay. This Divine Guardian should live. Forest. into another octopus. Hopefully not. Okay, no octopus, nice. Then we do have removal for this now. Let's double neutral. Let's get in here. Just relieving pressure. I could have preemptively pinged this and then tried to clear this, but I think I'll just wait for Firebomb. Nine Faeria. I'm a little starved of cards. Maybe I should have taken the opportunity to draw. Again, another 5/5. Very solid. I can take a draw. If I pick up Firebomb, I'm probably in a pretty good spot. Oh, I like it. Using the Emperor's Command on the Derelict Tower. Understanding that Firebomb's probably one of my only outs here. What a draw. We were actually one Faeria off the Nightmare as well. So I have a Nightmare for the next threat that comes down. I can maybe time my double collection, so I might have to miss a Faeria, but I can maybe time it so the octopus takes an extra turn to kill me. Horsemaster. Okay. So 2 pieces of mobility have been revealed by our opponent here. He's running both Horsemasters and Grove Callers into Aurora. Yep, let's just get Nightmared. And then Aurora can start chipping away at my orb. Or chipping away at the flower, even. So you have all our lands as well. It's pretty nice. So yeah, the Aurora here is quite annoying because it can hit the flower and just accelerate the release of this octopus. Elderwood Embrace. Oh, it's just going to crack it right open. So hopefully... the removal doesn't line up, unfortunately. Flame Burst. So I have Firestorm Derelict Tower. But I feel like I've probably lost this. There was too much pressure applied in the early game. And I feel that GSG has played this match really well. Just understanding what my deck is trying to achieve. It's going to go face. It's not going to challenge my Divine Guardian. So maybe just feels there's enough pressure here to win the match. Oh, going to block the double collection. Very nice. Very nice. There's a Firebomb. How do I do this? The problem is I want to clear the right side collector, but I also want to kill the Runin as well. I mean, Runin probably just single-handedly wins this match because you can just keep playing Runin and my Hellfires are never going to get any value. I'll play it out, but I don't feel I can win against this card. Just making room to Derelict Tower safely. At least it can't dash and stop my double collection unless he goes forest here and then dashes into here. That'd be really smart. Just again blocking my double collection, making my life awkward. Alternatively, you just push 8 damage and play an aggressive Runin. I think that works out pretty nicely as well. Again, just killing my Derelict Towers are very important. I think he's going to go for the well block. There's no real rush here for GSG because there's 8 damage going to my orb. My Divine Guardian can just die at the hands of Runin now. Wind Soldier. Yeah, I don't think I win this one, unfortunately. But again, I'm kind of glad we got to play this match because it shows a good way to counter this deck. So if you are having trouble, applying pressure is the best way to stop this deck from doing its thing. Don't let the deck have breathing room, and don't let the player, you know, sit back and do what they want. You want them to be playing as reactive as possible, because the more reactive the events player is playing, it's much harder to be conservative with your Faeria, save up Faeria and get those Hellfires off. So well played to GSG there. And that is a good way to counter this deck. Alright, another game. Another player to either upset or make very happy because they just rush me down because they know what's going on. This is a great hand. Very good hand. This lets us set up early. And Rupert is actually one of my viewers on my stream. So I'm going to say hello. So Rupert knows what's going on. Rupert has seen me play this deck on stream. So I'm curious to see how Rupert responds to this. Now, when a Divine Guardian comes down on turn 1, you should be thinking, wait a minute. Why would you play the Divine Guardian? There's only one deck you'd play the Divine Guardian in. Let's start applying pressure. I'm not sure what Rupert would be playing at this point. Actually, I think a mirror would be quite amusing. Mirrors are very strange. That's a storyteller. Oh, this could actually be the red list. I think I recognize this list. I think I played against it the other day on stream. We queued up, and I believe I was playing yellow, maybe yellow. No, it's a lake. Okay. So everything I said means nothing. Let's Hellfire. Let's get this damage in while we can. And we'll pass. We'll chill here. We can Crystal Flower the next threat. Actually, we could have moved. I was thinking of Wind Soldier, whatever comes down here, but I'd actually like to save the Wind Soldier, if I'm honest. Okay. I get to double collect off this. I won't be able to +1. So I can go up to 5 Faeria. I can. Yeah, that's not gonna. It's not gonna work out. How do we handle this? So the Triton Warrior is the threat right now. So we probably just Crystal Flower this, then retreat. So this gives us a little bit of time. And then if this land spot isn't taken, I can desert here as well. And I can then Wind Soldier up to here and then clear this. Oh no, he's going to move here actually. That's sad. I was just looking at it. So desert here. If I moved in the wells, I could collect off this well, clear, and then collect off this well. But that's not going to happen, unfortunately. Aggressive land coming down. Oh, it's a desert. And an Explorer, interesting. Okay, Explorer is pretty cool because it gives me some burst Faeria, but it depends what Rupert has. Oh, I have a full clear on board now. Can I collect off this well? I don't think so. Explore, desert. No, I won't be able to. I can collect off this well. Explore, desert, Wind Soldier, clear, Flame Burst. Let's do it. Just trying to get as much Faeria as possible. Did use a Flame Burst. I'm not too happy with the use of Flame Burst. That's part of our win condition. But I want to save this Crystal Flower for something big. I still need to deal with this frog at some point. Hopefully I can move into this spot before this frog is released. If I can get out of range of this after it cracks open, I'd be pretty happy. Just not sure what he's considering here. Maybe more aggression? I mean, I guess the choices are, do you go into double collection or do you apply more pressure? Ooh, another explore. That's really good for me. Into a Prophet. Into an explore again. But a pass. Okay. Let's take a draw. Interesting. Double Firebomb. This represents 2 Faeria. This actually clears the Crystal Flower and releases the frog a little earlier than I'd like. I could go for another Crystal Flower here. I could Firebomb the one, Crystal Flower the other. I don't think that's totally unreasonable. I want to keep a Firebomb, if I'm honest. And again, we're trying to move out of range of this. We want to be in a position where we don't lose our Divine Guardian to this frog when it gets released. Goes for a draw. Something big. Something I can Firebomb cleanly, or something I can Nightmare. That's what I want to see from Rubid next. He's considering it. Water Elemental. Sad times. Another Divine Guardian. And a Firestorm. Moving up. Now we're out of range of this frog. This should double collect quite comfortably. Going into the next few turns. I can +1 Nightmare, whatever comes down here, and make sure I double collect. That was going to be a Storyteller. This is pretty good for him because he gets to heal a little bit. But I can just Soul Drain this now and maybe draw and just try and get towards those Hellfires as quickly as possible. +1. Okay. Oh, nice. Crystal Flower. Very nice draw. Double collect. Take a draw. Another Firestorm. Okay. Actually, this list might not have saved with the Devouring Plants now that I look at it. Ah, the old Tow Ship. I love this card. It's so good. I've been trying to add it to Blue Jump, so Blue Jump has you know, a nice bulky creature that survives Frog Tosser and can move land closer to the wells to set up Mystic Beasts. But I haven't had like tremendous success with it yet, unfortunately. Maybe I need some more cards from Oversky. It's gonna release this card. Okay. So I go up to 8 Faeria. If I pick up a Cypher's Wrath, I will Firestorm. I can Firestorm, Cypher's Wrath, the Towboat, collect, pass, and then I can Derelict Tower the 4/4. So that works out really nicely for me. I do need to take a mountain if I want to go for the Firestorm play. Okay, more Faeria. Nice. Send a potential double collection. Oh, that works out as well. So I can Wind Soldier this. Yeah, so Wind Soldier this. Hit. Take the mountain here. Going for the Firestorm. Yeah, we can just pass here. So the frog still double collects, but we can either Firestorm again or Derelict Tower. We have Crystal Flower, we have an Explore, so we have a little bit of Burst Faeria if we need it, as well as a bit of land development. +1 into a Skyak. Into Aurora's Creation. Probably not going to bother with clearing that one. I have like 2 Divine Guardians sitting in hand now, so I'm pretty happy to let this one die. I could swallow. I could have actually Crystal Flowered that yak. Maybe that was worth it. I have the Firestorm ready for the next... for when all the yaks come. So as long as I keep that in hand, I'll be fine. I can start using these Derelict Towers to start chipping away, I suppose. Yeah, maybe I should have flowered. I could have explored flowered there. I think that was pretty reasonable. +1. We should start using these Derelict Towers to ping face. Oh, Cypher's Wrath, very nice. So let's Cypher's Wrath this. Take a draw. Collect. Tower. What is going on? Look at all this. I got 3 damage next turn. I can get Flame Burst for lethal now. The Derelict Tower army is here. So I'm expecting Skyax to come down. Might be too late. If it's not too late, we do have the Firestorm. That is an option. And even if one gets Gift of Recovered, at least I can kill the majority of it, and then I can have the Crystal Flower or the Last Nightmare to finish off the big Recoa. Sorry, the big yak with the Gift of Recoa. Skyak? I assume. Yep. So it's going to summon another Skyak. And then when these 2 die, they'll summon another 2 Skyaks. It's like 1, 2,
Okie
4.
dokie. Oh,
I had to follow. I'm not even streaming. Thank you, Control Zor, for following me, even though I'm not streaming. Nice. So Istanu now consumes one of the yaks. Actually consumed one of the good yaks. Because these yaks... So, okay, one thing to keep in mind for the future. These yaks don't summon additional yaks for you because they're the copies. If you want to use Aurora's Creation, make sure you get these yaks. I've made that mistake, unfortunately. Yeah, so we'll take a draw. Pick up Cypher's Wrath. It's pretty good. Not lethal. Ping, 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 Firestorm. Because this allows a Ping Cypher's Wrath to finish the game for us. This allows a Wind Soldier to finish the game. And it also allows a Flame Burst. So we have a lot of outs here. And our Divine Guardian gets to double collect again because it has to kill the Derelict Tower. What's this? Fugoro, okay. Is that in? Yep. And that is going to be it. Well played. Flame Burst off the top to finish off our opponent. And that was a... I feel that Rubid applied enough pressure that he could, but I felt like I had such a good hand. Like, all those Derelict Towers really add up. So, well played there, Rubid. Thank you very much for the game. That wraps up this episode of Deck Spotlight. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'd recommend giving this deck a go because it's very unique. It's very different to what Faeria has set out to do, you know, creature, board interaction, and like I said, this deck kind of doesn't follow those rules and plays its own set of rules, which involves just throwing a lot of removal around the board. It's definitely a unique experience, and I'd recommend trying it just to have a taste of what this style of deck is like, and maybe you'll enjoy it, and maybe you'll start playing it on the ladder. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when this content goes live. And thank you very much for watching, thank you for all the support, and I hope to see you next time in another episode of Deck Spotlight.
Discover the Adventure Pouch Oversky, featuring a first-of-its-kind co-op campaign. Team up with either friends or powerful Faeria characters and discover a ton of new content, including more than 30 new cards. Join now to experience the Emperor's daily challenges and reap exclusive rewards. Explore the Oversky and reap the rewards today.